I just got out of the shower. There's some juice on the table.
Mm-hmm. Take your time.
You want to explain to me what you're doing here?
I came looking for booty.
Somebody's going to have to give us some booty. Booty was more important than booty. It was more, I'm sorry. It was more booty, having some booty was more important than drinking water. I like
Shalom, brothers. This is Akad Lamad again, GMS man of Jacob in Dallas, Texas. I want to give all praise and honor to the Most High and His Son Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders and honors to all you brothers out there that are preaching the gospel. Alright, Yahweh Bashem Yahshai Barakathum. And basically today what I'm going to get into is this jerk, this false prophet, again, General Yohana. Alright, or who he calls himself. He calls himself General Yohana. Alright, the elders call him General Gehenna, or the degenerate Gehenna. I personally call him now, from what has spewed from his mouth in his last radio show, or one of his last radio shows, I call him General Fleece Johnson.
Somebody's going to have to give us some booty. Booty was more important than booty. It was more, I'm sorry. It was more booty.
AKA the booty warrior, General Booty Warrior. Alright? Because you got this guy, basically either it was a setup question or some nigga, or whatever. It was just somebody calling in on his radio show that he has Monday nights, basically saying that a friend of his, I quote, a friend of his wants to know if he could have anal sex with his wife. And then General Fleece Johnson here basically says, yes, you can. Alright?
Oh, what's your name? Where you calling from? Hey, Shalom, Master Palm. You gotta speak up. How about Simeon Sabrakadar? Oh, wait a minute. Maybe it's my speaker. Hold on. Okay, there you go. How's it going, Hebrew?
How you doing, sir? I'm just calling because I had a brother ask me a question. I didn't know what to answer, so I'm going to ask you, and I'll pass it on to him. And his question is this to me. That we know that the homosexuality is wrong, but can he have sex with his wife? What they call anal sex.
What they call what?
He wanted to know if he can have anal sex with his wife.
Okay, anal sex with his wife? Okay, well listen. Let me tell you something. A lot of people going to be mad at me about this. But I'm about to tell you like it is. The answer is yes.
Yes.
This is the hard part of being a priest of the Most High. The answer is yes. And I'm going to tell you why. The scriptures say this. Everybody get Romans. The 5th chapter and the 13th verse. The question is, for anybody that's asking, the question that he asked was, can a brother have anal sex with his wife? Can he have anal sex with his wife? And the answer, I'm going to break some of your hearts. The answer is yes. Doing the butt. Sex. Doing the butt all night long. Let me tell you something. The answer is yes. And the reason why, everybody get Romans 5:13. Read this for me and I'm going to explain to you. I know Hebrew Israelites going to disagree with me on this. Hebrew Israelites going to email me from now till Passover, cursing me out, saying, how dare you, Yohana, say this on the air. But I'm going to have to tell you it according to the Bible. If a brother want to have sex in his woman's butt, that's up to him. and her. You understand? And this is why. It is not a gay act. A lot of people equate it with a homosexual act. And if you are homosexual inside having sex with your woman fantasized about a man, you got a problem. You got a lust problem for a deviant act. You understand? You got a lust problem for a deviant act that's against the Most High. Let me show you what I'm talking about. All right? Let me show you what I'm talking. Let me know what I'm talking. Bear with me. No, I'm going to let Hans read it because everybody won't hear it if you read it. Go ahead. You bear with us a second.
Romans 5:13. For until the law, sin was in the world, but sin is not imputed when there is no law.
You see what the Most High said? There is no law on how to have sex with your woman. You can use ear, eyes, nose, throat, and mouth, according to the scriptures. You understand? You understand? Just like you go to the ear, eye, nose, and throat doctor, you can ear, eyes, nose, and throat doctor your wife. You understand? That's between, once again, we got to take the spooky-ooky Christian vibe off of sex. Christians done turned sex into a separate religion, man, when it is not a separate religion. He want to go in there, him and his woman want to go in there and do it that way. That's up to them. Now, I will give you a safety warning. This is just a safety warning. That you could catch hepatitis from having anal sex. A lot of homosexuals get hepatitis from having anal sex because of the...
Which is totally going against the scriptures. Now, are you going to find a scripture that says you cannot have that type of sex with your wife? No. But why the hell was Sodom and Gomorrah destroyed? All right? And we're going to go through scriptures and certain words to show you that doing that with your woman is wrong. All right? Even though there might not be an explicit scripture that says specifically you can't do that, it's still wrong according to the scriptures. And I'm going to show you the reason why. So we're going to go through these scriptures that I got on screen here. And, basically just get straight to the point. So first, I want to start out with this here in 1 Maccabees, the first chapter. All right? So this is 1 Maccabees 1 and 11. I'm going to read down to about 15. It says here, In those days there went out of Israel wicked men, Gehenna, who persuaded, and he's among many. All right, you got Nate Satan and Bubble-Eyed Blackfish. You got those clowns that I don't know what happened to them that were up in New Haven. All right, Comfy, Nate Satan. All right, who persuaded many, saying, Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. For this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen. And we all know, all right, it's painfully obvious that General Gehenna went and sold out to the elite, whether it be directly to the Illuminati or lesser luminaries or other so-called secret groups. He sold out, point blank, period. All right, you can tell just by what he's teaching. Verse 14. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen, and made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief. Alright, so that's basically going into false prophets. And back then, during the time of the Maccabees, which the Greek Empire was ruling, alright, you had wicked men amongst Israel who basically sold out, alright, because they were catching hell. Alright, so now I want to show you this example here in the book of Judges, the 19th chapter. I'm going to start at the 17th verse, and we're going to read this story. Basically, we're going to go over this story, and we're going to key in on a key word, and then the rest of these tabs here, what you see, we're going to go into what that's talking about. Alright, so I'm just going to cut straight to it. So let's read. This is Judges 19 and 17. And it says, And when he lifted up his eyes, he saw a wayfaring man in the street. And the old man said, Whither goest thou, and whence comest thou? And he said unto him, and I started here because it's a lot of verses. This whole account starts pretty much at the top of the chapter. It says here, He said unto him, We are passing from Bethlehem, Judah, toward the side of Mount Ephraim, and from thence I went to Bethlehem, Judah, but I am now going to the house of the Lord, and there is no man that receiveth me to house. Yet there is both straw and provender for our asses, and there is bread and wine also for me, and for thy handmaid, and for the young man, which is with thy servants, there is no want of anything. And the old man said, Peace be with thee. Howsoever, let all thy servants lie upon me, only lodge not in the street. So he brought him into his house, and gave provender unto the asses, and they washed their feet, and did eat and drink. Verse 22. Now as they were making their hearts merry, behold, the men of the city, certain sons of Belial, wicked men, beset the house round about, and beat the door, and spake unto the master of the house, the old man, saying, Bring forth the man that came unto thine house, that we may know him. Now, it says here, bring forth the man of the house, that we may know him. Now, you find this account going back to Sodom and Gomorrah, when Lot was lodged in the house, right, and then the two angels appeared unto him in the house, and then the same thing happened. The men of the city surrounded the house and tried to beat the door down and said, Bring out the men of the city, that we may know him. Know meaning lay with him sexually, all right? So why would they say we want to know the man and not the woman? Because there's a woman with that man that went in the house as well, all right? Because they wanted to abuse him, which I kind of jumped the gun, but in the next few verses you're going to see they wanted to lay with the dude, homosexual, all right? They're a bunch of faggots, all right? So let me keep reading. It says here, and the man, the master of the house, went out unto them, and said unto them, Nay, my brethren, nay, I pray you, do not so wickedly, seeing this man is come into mine house, do not this folly. Behold, here is my daughter, a maiden. So he had a woman there, his daughter, and it says here, the man who took the two, the man and the woman into lodge, all right, he had a woman, and his concubine, and them will I bring out now. Humble ye them, and do with them what seemeth good unto you, but unto this man do not so vile a thing. But the men would not hearken unto him, so the man took his concubine and brought her forth unto them, and they knew her, meaning they all had sex with her, all right, and which is against the law, because only one man is allowed to lay with one woman, all right, or I should say only one man is allowed to lay with a woman, all right. A man can have as many women as he wants, but a woman can only lay with one man, I should say, all right. It says, and they knew her, and abused her all the night until the morning, and when the day began to spring, they let her go. So I want to look at this word abused, and we're going to go into a few definitions and such in the Hebrew, and also in the Greek. As you can see, we got Romans up here. We're going to take a look at some words, okay? So now it says, I already have it tabbed up. This is the Hebrew word for abuse. So we'll see how he pronounces it. See if it's acting funny right now. But the Hebrew word is alal, alright, alal. And it says here, to act severely, deal with severely, make fool of someone, to act severely, to be severely dealt with, to busy oneself, divert oneself, deal wantonly, deal ruthlessly, abuse by thrusting through, to practice practices thrust forth in wickedness, to glean, to act, to play the child, to insert, to thrust in, or thrust upon. Now it says up here, in wickedness, alright? So when you lay with a woman, right, aren't you not thrusting yourself into her? Are not you thrusting your rod into her? Alright, into her vagina specifically, alright? Not her what do they say? Her dookie shoot, alright? For Mr. Booty Warrior of Israel here, General Yohana, alright? This says here in wickedness. So if it's in wickedness, it's going against the Most High's law, the Most High's way. So you cannot have anal sex with your woman, alright? So now what I want to do is go to here on the Edom Online and look at this word abuse. I'm going to read both of these. It says abuse, the verb, early 15th century, to misuse Now, if you misuse something, that means you're not using it the way it's supposed to be meant. Alright? So to misuse, misaptly from MFR, abuser, from VL, abuser, or I believe that's Latin. Abusare, from Latin, oh, I'm sorry, this is Latin. Abusos, and abusing, using up, use up, misuse, use, it says, of sexual situations from early 15th century, but originally incest, homosexuality, prostitution, etc., meaning to misuse sexually or ravish. So you can misuse a woman sexually. If you have anal sex with a woman, that means you're misusing her sexually, okay? So you can't do that, alright? It says here, abuse, the noun. It says improper practice, alright, from abuse, 14th century, Latin, abusus. Earlier Middle English was abusion, wicked act or practice, shameful thing. So that's a shameful thing for you to be doing that to a woman, okay? It says here, violation of decency, alright? So that's not, doing that to a woman, alright, is not what's up, alright? That's not what's happening. It's not what you're supposed to be doing if you're calling yourself an Israelite, okay? And then teaching other men to do so, alright? Hey, the scripture says, I believe it's in Matthew, it says, whosoever, the Lord said it himself, whosoever shall not do my commandments, I'm loosely paraphrasing, not do my commandments and teach other men also to not do them, then the same shall be least in the kingdom of heaven. Alright, so look here, nigga, you're going to be least in the kingdom of heaven, because now, of all the wicked nonsense you've been teaching, now you're teaching that it's okay to have anal sex with a woman, alright, or to commit the act of sodomy, okay? So now, what we're going to do is go to Romans 1 and 24, and we're going to read the 27. It says here, wherefore the Most High also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts. And the way this nigga said it, alright, when the dude called him and he asked him the question, and then Yohanan was like, I know a whole lot of Hebrew Israelites gonna be mad at me on this one, but the answer is yes. He said it just like that, alright? Nigga said it just like, yes. So he's lusting in his own heart to do a woman in the behind, alright? And he's probably lusting he's probably lusting to do another man like that too, because it's no secret that you did that article with the Southern Poverty Law Center saying that you had at one point, and it's safe to assume that you still have homosexuals in your congregation, alright? You have a bunch of faggots in your congregation, alright? The proof is out there, okay? So you can't deny it, alright? And you tried to, but it was bullshit when you did, okay? It says here, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who change the truth of the Most High into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause the Most High gave them up unto vile affections. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. And likewise also men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burn in their lust one towards another, men with men working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which is meet. Now, when you read these few verses, it's talking about men being homosexuals, alright? But now, what I want to do is look at this word natural, because it says men also leaving off the natural use of the woman. What is the natural use of the woman? According to Genesis 3, and 16, it says that she basically shall, in fact, let me go ahead, I'm not going to use this scripture again, so let me just bring it up. Alright, it says here, Genesis 3 verse 16, it says, unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception, and in sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. So the woman is supposed to bring forth children. That is the natural use of the woman, alright? How does a woman bring forth children? A man puts his rod into her vagina and he spills his seed, and then 9 months later, alright, or a certain amount of time will pass and she gets pregnant, and then 9 months later she has a child, alright, a boy or a girl, okay? So now we just read this in Romans 1 and 27, and I want to key in on this word natural. Alright, so I'm going to pull it up here, which I already have. Alright, let's see if this is still acting up. Yeah, it's still acting up, but this is physicos. Alright, now what I did is I looked at this definition here, which you see for the definition of this word. It says produced by nature, inborn, agreeable to nature, governed by the instincts of nature. Alright, what I did was I went to the root. Now the first root, which you see here, it says it's the same, pretty much the same word. It's physis. Alright, it says nature, of the nature of things, the force, laws, order of nature, as opposed to what is monstrous, abnormal, or perverse. Wait a minute, what Johanna is teaching is monstrous, abnormal, and perverse. Alright, because it's a perverse thing to to teach and to do that to a woman. Alright, you're not supposed to do that. Okay, but this clown would have you believe otherwise. He'll have, because believe you me, the next thing this nigga's probably gonna be teaching is that it's okay to be homos. Alright, it's okay to be a bunch of faggots. It's in the article. It's in the article he did. What is it called? God in the General with the Southern Poverty Law Center. So don't be surprised if he just says, fuck it, I'm gonna do this shit. Alright? All the madness he's teaching now, hey, like the brother Bonsapad said in our camp, he got a raise. The Illuminati gave that nigga a raise. Alright? That's why he's teaching that madness. And then like the brother Yatazak said as well, now what he's doing, he's basically going to try to take down as many people as he can with him. He knows he's going down, so he's just going to claw at everybody to try to drag somebody down with him. Alright? Now what I want to do is click on the last origin, the last root word of that same word in Romans 1 and 27. It says here, it's pheo. The word should
Strong's G 5453. Fuo.
Alright, let me see if this is
Fuo.
right. There we go.
Strong's G 5453.
Fuo. Alright, got it to act right finally. It says here, it's a verb to beget, to bring forth, produce, to be born, to spring up, to grow, to shoot forth, to spring up. Alright, now let's see what that word beget means. Let's go to dictionary.com. Alright, beget. It says here, especially of a male parent, to procreate or generate offspring, to cause, produce, and effect. Alright, here's the key point. Especially of a male parent to procreate or to generate offspring. Like I said earlier, when a man and a woman get together and they have sex, the next thing that happens 9 months later is children come out. 1 child, 2 children, 3, however many, you know. Now my question to that clown is, can that happen if a man does this thing up a woman's behind, alright, and he busts off? Yeah, I'm just gonna be explicit with it. And he busts off, does that get the woman pregnant? No. You show me that happening, and I got a bridge somewhere in the Atlantic I want to sell to you. Alright? Because that doesn't happen. If you're having sex with a woman anally, you can't procreate or generate offspring. Alright? So that's not what you're teaching now. Basically, is it's just all out pure wickedness. Okay? When a man and woman get together, when you go to Wisdom of Solomon, the 7th chapter, alright, it speaks of the process of a child being born. Alright? Solomon spoke on that. Alright? And I believe you me, there was no anal sex going on in that. Alright? It was lawful sex. And there's a such thing as lawful sex. This clown's gonna talk about you can go to do the how do you say it? You have the ear, nose, mouth, and throat doctor or something like that, and he said, well, you can ear, nose, mouth, and throat your wife. Alright? Which there's a couple of them there that you got right if that's what you want to do, but that's at your own discretion behind your own closed doors. Alright? But you just can't go doing any on everything. It has to be according to the law. And some things that aren't necessarily written in the scriptures, it's just common sense. First off, why are you going to say that it's okay to do that, but then give a perfectly good, reasonable explanation, which is the one smart thing I heard come from your mouth, as to why you should not do that? that being have anal sex with a woman, because you can catch hepatitis. All right, why are you gonna go and tell someone to do that, but then give them a reason not to? All right, that's like cigarettes. That's like saying, look, it's okay to smoke cigarettes, but then you got that warning on there that says this may cause cancer or heart disease or whatnot. That's stupid. Okay. And you're a goddamn idiot for even suggesting it. And you're a wicked piece of shit, and the Most High is going to destroy you. Alright? So now, basically, I want to read this last few verses in Wisdom of Solomon, 22 to 26. Alright? Basically, this is going in on this clown, Johanna. Alright? So I'm going to read this, and then this will pretty much be the end of the lesson. Like I said, didn't want it to be too long. I just wanted to get straight to the point. Okay? So it says here, Wisdom of Solomon, this is 14 and 22. It says, moreover, this was not enough for them that they erred in the knowledge of the Most High. And believe you me, Johanna or Gehenna or General Fleece Johnson, he errs in the knowledge of the Most High. Alright? It says, but whereas they lived in great war of ignorance, those so great plagues they called peace. For whilst they slew their children in sacrifices, or used secret ceremonies, or made revilings of strange rites, they kept neither their lives nor marriages. Now wait, when you go into the word marriage, it means sex. Alright? It's not getting down on one knee and bringing a ring out of your back pocket and giving it to her and saying, will you marry me? Marriage is sex. So it says here, they kept neither their lives nor marriages any longer undefiled. Now that's what this clown Johanna is trying to basically justify. He's trying to get people to no longer keep their lives and marriages undefiled. All right. It says, but either one slew another treacherously, or grieved him by adultery, so that there reigned in all men without exception blood, manslaughter, theft, dissimulation, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumults, perjury, disquieting of good men, forgetfulness of good turns, defiling of souls. Hey, defiling of souls, because whoever that is, whether it was that man that was calling who wanted to know the question, which I personally think it was just Jake being a fucking a little bitch and not being straight up, or whoever is asking a question, hey, Gehenna, alright, basically defiled this person's soul, because that person probably had not done that up until that point. This is me just assuming. He had probably not done that up until this point, but now you got this clown who looks up to Johanna as a leader, telling him he could do that with his wife, have anal sex with his wife. So now he's probably done it since the time that stupid ass show aired, and his soul's defiled. Alright? Which, if he's of the elect, if he's not of the elect, then he's going to be destroyed anyway. But that blood is still on Johanna's hands. Alright? Says here, changing of kind. Now if you have a 16 edition, I can't even speak right now, 1611 edition Bible, and you look up the precept to the word kind here, it says sex. Alright, so it's talking about sex change. Disorder in marriages, Johanna, adultery, and shameless uncleanness. Alright, and that nigga Johanna is shameless and he's unclean. That's why he said, like I said earlier, when he told the guy that he could have anal sex with his woman, he said yes.
Yes.
Alright? So, at the end of the day, look, this clown Johanna, Gehenna, aka Fleece Johnson, alright? Elder Tahar calls him the degenerate. Look, man, if you can't see that he is a false prophet by now, then nothing will wake you up to that fact, and you're gonna be destroyed right along with that fat clown, alright? General Fleece Johnson, you err not knowing the scriptures, and the Most High is going to definitely destroy you. Alright? So, with that, to the brothers, I hope that was edifying. And until the next show, I'll just say Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai Barakatham to the elect, and Shalom.